Hello, Hamish here from mortgagesonline.co.nz. Wanted to run through some examples of old versus new in terms of an investment. Just had a client in and we kind of went through this. Now, this is very general advice. You have to double check with your accountant, but let's go through it in detail. So effectively here, this is an old property. Let's say you buy it for about 800K, new about 900K. We're going to compare the two in terms of taxes and a couple of key other points. So here, the rent would be a little bit lower, $550 per week. Expenses, say, this is like rates and insurance, $100 per week. There might be other expenses as well. But in this very rough example, let's just kind of see how it goes. 450 left over. Say the interest bill was about $1,000 per week, so you're at negative $550 to hold it, but you have to pretend with the tax rules currently that you've actually made that $450 per week profit, and you've got to pay tax on that, which in this example, let's say is about roughly about 30%, 135. So you're actually negative $685 per week to hold on to this property. Old versus new. If we go through the same example, rent might be a little bit higher, purchase price is a little bit higher as well, so your interest bill actually ends up slightly higher. You end up with about $625 per week negative in the end, but there's no tax component as there was with the other one, because you're actually making a loss in terms of the interest, and with new you're allowed to deduct that. So slightly cheaper on the new one to hold it. Now, two other very important things to also think about here, and this is why I find, well, old for me is still my favorite, but here obviously you're spending a bit less, but you are getting more land. So when you split up how much of your money is going towards the actual structure and the actual land, you'll find with old, generally most of your money is probably ending up buying the actual land, whereas the structure you're getting for quite cheap because it's depreciated, whereas new, a lot of the money is going into the structure, which actually depreciates. The other thing is obviously with new, you don't have the maintenance bills. Now, if you want to talk about your own scenario, just in terms of general advice, feel free to contact us. More than happy to have a chat. Hamish from mortgagesonline.co.nz.